Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind. I'm glad you're here today. We are continuing working on um, the, the quilt that we have both named Sedona Sunset and Candy Corn and any other names that you kind of come up with. They're all perfectly valid names and nothing has like been finalized, so the name is whatever it's going to be. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming to hang out and joining in with me. I see Ray Ann is already in the chat. She says she's pulling a Tammy today, working on 4 quilts today. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that idea. That is definitely pulling a Tammy. That is definitely pulling a Tammy. So where we left off, I've got that whole strip sewn. That's been sewn. And I've got triangles that we've sewn some sashing to on one side or the other. And I just need to make sure that these are the same sets, and I believe they are. We're going to sew another strip, press it, put it up on the wall. Then we're going to do the same thing over again. We're going to sew a strip set, press it, put it up on the wall, and then we're going to see how far we get. We're going to see how many we end up with, how many strip sets, how many, strips we have, all of that. I do have some others already started as well. The larger ones here, I've got all of those sewn both sides. There's the really, really tiny ones down here. I did not finish those. I've got a few that did not get sashing put on, so we may come back to that as well. Welcome in, Patricia. She says, hi, Tammy, lurking in the back at work. No worries, no worries. And then I did also pull out the wonky ones, so I don't know if we're going to get that far in just a couple of hours, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. So I'm just going to start with the stack that I got in front of me, which is large ones. They are pretty large. I think they're about the same size. They're just a hair smaller than that strip set. And like before, what we did is we started with the strip or the piece that has both sides sewn onto it. And then we take an upper piece and we are just going to line up top and overlap by 1/4 of an inch. We're just gonna sew. We're just gonna sew today, as much as we can. We're gonna sew and press and sew and press. We'll cut and trim if we have to. We're gonna avoid cutting and trimming. If we don't need to, we're not gonna do it. But if we need to, we will. I won't discriminate. If that's what is needed, we will do it. So how are you guys doing today? Are you guys having a good Monday so far? I know we're back to the grind of the week. Welcome in, Rita. Glad you're here. We're back into the grind of the week. We're all going to be struggling just a little bit. I completely understand. It is Monday. It is definitely a Monday. I've already gotten like 14 phone calls this morning. Just everybody handling everything, and yeah, everybody calling me today. So I did put my phone on silent so you guys won't get interrupted by that. Or we won't get interrupted by that. I'll say it that way. And it is still windy here. Rita says, Tammy, thank you, thank you, thank you. I finally understand that 365 thing. Oh, wow, a light went on after your live yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Yay. Patricia says Monday. Blah. Oh, I really should have looked and paid attention to what today is. But the radio, not national, but the radio station I was listening to earlier, the guy said, today is National Mario Day. And if you never thought about it, if you spell out Mar for March, M-A-R, then put the 10 after it, it looks like Mario. So today is National Mario Day. All right, so we've got our first piece sewn, And it looks like it's going to wobble a little bit more than that last strip, which is going to be fantastic. So we'll see how it goes as we get all the way through all of them. We want to get as many done as we can. That is the goal. That is how we complete quilts, is we get things done, right? That is how we complete quilt tops. I totally could have taken a break and not come on today, but it's like, it's a Monday. Welcome in, Joyce. Good morning. Glad you're here. Well, good afternoon. Glad you're here. It is afternoon here. Oh, I said noon, so it's afternoon. Rita, you're so hilarious. I love it. She says, everyone, sign up for that 365. It is amazing. Oh my goodness. Wait, I am hyper now. I am even more hyper. I love the fire or candy corn or cannot remember what you called that quilt. I do not mind you being hyper. I was hyper last night and promptly crashed and burned hard after the live last night. I thought I was going to go get mail. No, I just stayed. Yeah, you did. She says she made it back from the cardiologist in time. You definitely did. And I cannot seal a plastic bottle. Amazing, guys. Here we go. I think I got it. All right. Setting that off to the side. All right, so now that we've got this on there, we're going to put our next piece down here, and it's going to look like that piece. So I have to get one with a yellow top, which is what I've got, and we're going to keep going. We're just going to keep going. Oh, you know what? I forgot we have to trim. After every last one of these, we had to trim last time, and I actually forgot. So we are going to move things out of the way, and we are going to trim. Rita says that she has that same issue with those plastic bottles. It's crazy, right? They should be so easy to reseal, and they technically are, but because they're so easy, it's easy to mess up on them too. It is so easy. All right. So I have a little bit taken out. And my nose is running today, guys. I am not catching anything that I'm aware of. But my nose is running and I'm sniffly. So I apologize. Am I going to put a border on that quilt or just binding? I have no idea yet. I have no idea. I think I'm going to wait until the whole quilt is put together, and then I will decide if I'm going to do a border or just binding or what. Like, I have no idea what I want to do. This is all as improvisational as it can end up being without me taking it and slicing and dicing some more. I do have a project we are going to slice and dice with. Allergies are not nice. I don't have any season allergies, though. That's the thing, is I don't have anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My body has been doing all kinds of funky things. So we don't know. We are completely in the dark. My body has control of my body, and it's not letting anything else win. We're just going to put it that way. My body has a mind of its own. So I'm just here. I'm just, I'm fighting with it and telling it to go sit in the corner, putting it in timeout, We're just gonna put my body in timeout and just go, look, I'll come back when you're gonna behave. That's what I feel like doing. I just feel like, I should go let my body, sit in the corner until it decides to behave. How many of us would like to put Monday on that list? Put Mondays in the corner until they decide to be nice and behave. So many things happen on Mondays. Rita says, I tell my body, nope, I'm in control. No, that does not always work. You are right. Your body does not always listen. I'm with you. I am totally with you. I I try to push my body a lot more than I frequently admit that I try to push my body. And then when I don't push my body still doesn't behave. So it doesn't matter if I take it easy or if I push. So, or, well, I'll put it this way, it doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter. We haven't gotten my body to cooperate in any way, shape, form, or fashion for any length of time. Alright, so we're going to trim off this little piece. We're trimming. As my ruler moves, because my rotary cutter wasn't open. I should know better. Alright, so now we are looking for a top piece. We got a top piece. And for those who are new to this, I am setting these off by 1/4 of an inch at the end. So the piece sits off by 1/4 of an inch so that when I straighten everything out after I sew it, it's going to line up straight. Welcome in, Kathy. Good morning to you. Or, well, good Monday afternoon to you. Rita says, same here, Tammy. Whether I go full steam ahead or relax. Of course, seems that relaxing is not fun, makes it worse. Yeah, I know. Relaxing is not always what it's cracked up to be. Relaxing only gets us so far. I mean, it doesn't matter if I sleep in, stay up, get up early, or like force my body to get up early. It doesn't matter what I do. My body is in full revolt. So we're just taking it as we can get it. I'm hoping that I will have this quilt top done before Tuesday. That is my goal. Have it done before Tuesday night. Tonight I'm going to be cutting my cowl for Fab Farm. I'm going all the little pieces for Fab Farm, and I'm going to be working on trimming up some more on Sparkle, so Sparkle can get back into the light. 4:30 a.m. Yuck. Oh, I agree. I'm not a 4:30 a.m. person. So when I put the ends together, you move that in 1/4 inch towards the center. Nope, 1/4 inch away. So at the end, I want there to be a little 1/4 inch tail sticking out, so that if you move it towards the center, your pieces are not going to line up across the top here, or across the bottom. So when you move it up by 1/4 of an inch, it sets it off correctly, the right direction. Welcome in, Kelly. She says, hello, quilters. Tammy, I see you're putting black strips on your triangles. Good idea. It's actually brown, but it's close enough. It's hard to see in these cameras. In these cameras, it really does look black, but it is brown. Oh, wow. So is it Tuesday for you then, Kathy? No, Kathy, it's Monday for Kathy. Kathy's in the U.S. It's Monday. It's Monday all across the U.S. all day, every day. Oh, 4:30 is just the time she has to get up, right? Right? Yeah, so you want a 1/4 inch tail sticking up when you are sewing at an angle like this. Have you sewn bias strips together where you've got to no worries, Kelly. No worries. I just didn't want you to think it was black when it's not. That's all. It is so incredibly dark though. These are the strips that I'm using. Now funny story. My hair is brown. Okay? In case you could not tell. I think most of the women can tell, but my hair is brown. Even though it's got some gray coming into it, it's brown. My hair has never been any other color unless I've dyed it. And I've never dyed it since my husband and I have been together. I don't think. Maybe I dyed it once. But, I normally don't dye my hair. We have been married 7 years. No, 8 years. We've been married 8 years. He still thinks I have black hair. Guys, he could look at my driver's license and not realize that I have brown hair. Allergies are bothering Kelly's eyes right now. Oh, I don't blame you. I wouldn't be sewing either. Um, my nose is running though, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Isn't there like an old wives' tale about your nose running? Or am I dreaming that? Am I dreaming that? Um, I feel like there's got to be an old wives' tale about your nose running. You know, the whole ears burning thing or something like that. There's got to be something like that for your nose running. I would think anyway. I would think. Well, Rita, it is funny, but it's not. It's aggravating because I could walk in someplace and go, I can't wear that, it doesn't go well with my hair color. And my husband will look at me and he's like, it goes perfect with black. It's black. I'm like, no, 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 my hair is not black. And it comes into a big debate every time, every single time. Oh, Kathy says it's a nice sunny 61 there. It is 50 degrees here and it is sunny with just a few clouds in the sky. There's still a little wind, but it's not bad. It's not blowing as hard as it was yesterday. But of course, don't quote me on that because as soon as you do, it will start blowing that hard. So I'm not gonna hold to that. It is just a fleeting fancy that the wind is not blowing that hard. It feels like this one triangle is bigger than all the rest, and I don't know why. But it's gonna have to work. We're gonna make it work. Jerry says it's a nice sunny day here too in the 50s. Oh, fantastic. I think it's wonderful when Wyoming has so many different climates all across the state. People can be in snow, 2 feet of snow, and then somebody else in the state is, walking out in shorts. I think it's hilarious that we have that kind of weather here. Right now, all the cedars are doing their thing, but here, all types of trees like that, evergreens, are native to the area, and there are tons of trees like that. I believe it, Kelly. I believe it. Kathy says we will have plenty of those little allergy demon flowers blooming soon. Okay, so those flowers have a new name. They are allergy demon flowers. Oh, I'm gonna take that and run, Kathy. We are totally gonna have a field day. Those are allergy demon flowers from here on out. They can't be called anything else. Kelly, I know my lilac tree is in full bloom, along with the pine trees in my front backyard. That is when I do struggle. When there's a lot of smells in the air, I really do struggle. The Hobby Lobby here in town, the landscaping company that landscapes for the building complex or the strip mall, whatever you want to call it, that Hobby Lobby is located in, they have these evergreen little bushes out in front, and they have a very strong aroma to them, kind of like spruce, maybe. I feel like they're spruce, cedar or spruce or something. It's strong. I get out of the car and I'm just immediately hit by it, and it is so overwhelming. Kathy says all her videos will have her with red eyes and blowing her nose. Oh my goodness. I feel for you. That's when I start changing my air filter in my air conditioning air filter in my home. I keep changing those every 2 weeks. The flowers will all be next. Hubby and I are on the meds now, says Kelly. Oh my goodness. Rita says those are terrible bushes. I know, right? They are so incredibly strong, and you can't escape them. You get out of your vehicle and they are right there. You can't walk into Hobby Lobby in this shopping complex without walking past them. And oh my goodness, guys, they're rough. They're rough. So far, we haven't found anything besides the seasons, and plants have all morphed into something not normal here. Oh, so um, I I do not miss the southeast for that reason. I don't miss all the yellow cars and yeah, I do not miss the yellow cars. I do not miss yellow season. We don't have that here. We will still get some. We will still get some, so don't count me out. We'll get some of it, but we don't get nearly that much. All right, this did not offset like the others did, as much as the others did. So we will see if we need to adjust this seam after it's all said and done. I don't know why this one was different than the rest. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's the same strip set, but it didn't offset as much. We'll see. We'll see what we end up with. See if this next one offsets it just enough to bring us back. I think it'll bring us back on course, so I think we're good. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, sorry. Kelly says, oh, that's too bad, Kathy. Hope you find something to help you. Agreed. City I live in has a ton of cottonwood trees. We have cottonwood too, Kelly. We have cottonwood. I had never seen cottonwood until we moved here. I never knew cottonwood trees existed. I don't think, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember growing up hearing the words cottonwood or the word cottonwood anywhere. Like nobody talked about cottonwood trees or anything. They talked about the dogwoods. They talked about ragweed, hay fever. Nothing about cottonwood. I move here. There's cottonwood here. There's a lot of cottonwood here. Rita says, I let my mint go to seed because they produce the most amazing, beautiful flower bunch, but wow, do those have a bad effect on my nose. I bet. Magnolias get me. Magnolias really get me. Oh, oh gosh, Kathy. She has a neighbor with pampas grass, and her dad has crepe myrtles. Oh, you got it everywhere then. You got it everywhere. They are brutal. You're right, Rita. They're awful. Everybody extols the virtues of spring because they're thinking of the pleasant weather, but then a lot of people forget about the yellow that comes along with it. Kelly says, me either Tammy, hubby, and I are from one of the suburbs of Vancouver. We were used to the smell of low tide and aviation fuel. Then moved to the Fraser Valley east of the city. Oh, goodness. It's amazing how different the environment can be. I am. Oh, carnations are awful too, Rita. Carnation. Okay, my worst ones are carnations, marigolds, and magnolias. Those all hurt my nose to smell them. Like I can't even stand the smell of the flowers. Like those, they really are. They really make me want to throw them away. Rita says, as the downside of southern Arizona, stuff blooms year round. Yes. Well, so in the southeast, somewhat. Kathy says that she had all the pines cut from her property since she's allergic, so only have oaks and cedar. I don't blame you. All right, so here's where we're at right now. So if you can tell, off to this side, it's not bumping as much up and down as it was on this other side. So we're just going to see how it comes out. Coming pretty soon will be the terrible stuff the farmers spray on the corn. We all gag for... Yes, I can imagine you do. I can imagine that you do. That stuff is nasty too. We would drive, my husband was a semi truck driver for a while, and we would drive past it. Yeah, that stuff's rough. Absolutely rough. Um, my mag I'm the one thing that I don't see anywhere around here are magnolias. So I'm kind of escaped from the magnolias. Dogwoods kind of mess with me a little bit too. Um, but aside from being annoying, I don't think the cottonwood messes with me much yet. But we're still young. We're still young. um, oh, cattails grow in the ditch as well. They do, Kathy. They really do. Um, let's see. Cattails do not bother me, says Rita. It's more of the severe fragrant flowers. Yeah. And then that quilt's going to be truly amazing. Excited to see it completed. So am I. So am I. I want it to be done hopefully by Tuesday night. This might be the last live I do for it. Just trying to get it done. So it'll be whatever I sew today is the last you guys see of me sewing on it. Just so I can get it pushed through. Because I don't really want to go. I'm going to try to be on Williams Live tonight. I might work on it tonight if, depending on how I'm feeling. But right, Kathy? That's what I've been calling it. Like, it's a cross between Sedona, Arizona Sunset, and Candy Corn. It is some kind of cross between those. And there's really no, there's no good, like, name for it yet. We haven't figured out a name for it. So we'll come up with something. I may have to make multiple names for this quilt for when we put it on the label. This quilt will be up for sale once it's quilted as well. I'm not going to hang on to it. It's just a project to get out of here, to clear up a little bit more room. It wasn't taking up that much room, but I was done shoving it around and looking at it every so often. I was tired of, waiting for what it was going to become. So now that we have a progress in place, we'll finish it out. We'll make it into something. It will be a finished project. So I do need to get some more quilts quilted so that I can list them for sale. The majority of the quilts that I'm quilting first have to be done for a different deadline, like Quilts of Valor. So I haven't really been able to work on my for sale quilts lately. Joy says pines don't bother as long as they're outside, but can't have them in the house. I can't have them in the house either. But need to have deep purple and fuchsia in there for a Sedona Sunset. Yeah, I'm not adding more fabric to it if I don't have to. If we're not, I really don't want to really call it candy corn because I don't want to link it necessarily to just Halloween. But it is kind of a fun Halloween looking quilt. I guess I should have used black if I really wanted it to stay candy corn in the theme instead of using brown, but we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see what happens. So one of my ex-husbands, my second ex-husband, he liked rosemary, and so every year for Christmas, the kids got a Christmas tree that was rosemary for inside the house. And then after the end of the Christmas season, the rosemary tree would go, or rosemary bush or whatever, would go get planted outside, or the pot would go outside for a couple of years, and then it would get planted when it got big enough or bigger, something like that. And quite frankly, I can't stand the smell. Sunset Blaze. Oh, that's a good name. I like that. I lost sound on you, Tammy. I just went out, came back in. YouTube has been doing some really crazy stuff, and that's part of the reason I'm doing these lives is to try to see what I can do to fix my lives, because it is getting annoying how often YouTube is having hiccups, and I don't know why. I don't know why YouTube is doing this to us. If they want us to stay on the platform, I don't know why they're doing this to us. Let's see. I do have to laugh. The birds knocked down the big pine cones out of our big pine tree in our front yard. They end up hitting the dogs on the head. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's hilarious, Rita. I didn't, let's see, Sunset Peaks. Ooh, I like that too. Okay, so you may have to go back out and come back in, Rita. That may be the part of the problem too, is the buffering with YouTube. I have been having lots and lots and lots of problems with YouTube doing this to me. And like if I go in to go fix anything, there's nothing to fix technically. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And guys, just so that you're aware, if you hit that like button, that will also help YouTube know that you are liking this content, that you want this content to continue, and maybe that will help with YouTube doing all these funky, odd things to me. I don't know. I can hope, right? I know, Kathy, right? She says, you're not the only one, so it is mass across YouTube. It is. It really is. It's all content creators are getting hit with streaming discrepancies and audio issues. And it's not our sound. And it may or may not even be our internet. Oh, good. Refresh fixed it for you, Rita. Yay. Fantastic. I mean, I'm not doing anything different than when I first started streaming as far as my software or anything else. So no. Yeah, I did see that YouTube supposedly has new things for this year, Kathy. I'm not sure if I'm on board with it all because one of those was audio dubbing, which I think is why we're having so many audio issues. I haven't looked at everything else, but the audio dubbing one, I'm not a real big fan of because they're not doing this seamlessly and we're all having issues, and only those that want to do that, only the people who have the tech savvy and all of that to do the dubbing. I don't know. I haven't looked at any of the others. I'll have to look at all the other ones. All the other newbie things. That's the only one that I've paid attention to is the audio dubbing. And I can't get behind it because we're having so many issues to begin with. So many issues. So, oh, I did not see about the monetization part. Maybe they will make it easier. Maybe. I'll have to look at it. I saw the audio dubbing. They didn't talk to me about the monetization. Like that was not one of their talking points to me. I'm not high enough up on the food chain yet. All right, this is the last of that strip set. So, I'm gonna move my iron out of the way and let's get this put up on the wall. And they are gonna go horizontally. They're not gonna go vertically like this. I just did it that way so that I have room to add more pieces without it all coming down. All right, so these two strips are about the same height, about the same width, height, whatever we want to call it. They're about the same. Actually, this one's actually bigger than this one. So they've decreased the requirements. Well, that might help me. It'll only help me if they'll get my identity verification stuff out of the back room. That's been another hassle. All right, so now we've got our next size down, and this is for sure a size down. It is not the same size as those. So let me find my one that has both sides. There we go, both sides. So this is my starting point. So we're going to add a yellow top piece to it, and we're just going to keep going. We're going to do our next strip set. And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do at the edges yet. So I don't have enough watch hours to get monetized, but I'm not really concerned about it. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Kathy. She says, okay, off break, we'll see you later. Yeah, I'm at the point where I can monetize with like super chats and such. However, with that being said, monetizing with super chats only gets me so far because I'm having issues verifying my name. They are giving me a lot of grief just trying to verify my name. I have been married for 8 years. My name has been my current name for over 8 years now. And they tell me the acceptable forms of identification that I can submit, and something doesn't match somewhere. And I think it's just that they are unwilling to change my name. So they're telling me that I can't get monetized or I can't get my money without paying buku taxes, because then I have to submit a tax form that matches my former name that I haven't had in 8 years. There's nobody to talk to. I've already tried. So I'm kind of stuck because the AdSense team that handles the monetization for YouTube has made it incredibly difficult to get a hold of anybody, much less, get an answer. So like if you submit something and you go, I need help with this, they're like, well, you have to just submit it and wait for verification. And that can take a couple of months. It's been more than a couple of months. So I'm caught in the mix of all of that kind of stuff. Right, Rita? It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Oh my goodness. It's like, we're being penalized just because, we decided to end up in a relationship, And that's not fair to us. Guys don't typically have to go through this. So it is mostly a woman related issue. Not completely. I won't say all men don't ever change their names, but most men don't change their names as frequently as a woman might. We gotta change our names though. Gotta. We're allowed to. We're allowed to be mercurial beings. That's what I'm gonna go with. We're allowed to want something different. All right. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but these are significantly smaller than the last ones. And it's actually going this way. So yeah. And my dog is now trying to groom himself, and he's being annoying. I'm glad you guys cannot hear him. Ugh. Who else hates that dog licking sound? I am one of those where that sound is like nails on a chalkboard. And he does it all the time. Goodness gracious, pup. Could you stop, please? Okay. I'm about to throw something your direction, so you have to pick it up. He's not even paying attention to that. He's off in his own little world. Typical guy, right? Typical guy. I'm going with that. All right, so I'm going to offset again. That last strip set, I really didn't have to trim much of anything because the pieces were fairly large, and I don't know why. But this time I can offset. I'm super excited to be able to offset. All right, let's go back with that on the table. And, know what? We're gonna do this. All right, can you bring it, please? Bring. Come on, bring it. I can't reach there. Gentle. Okay, thank you. I have my ruler back. And he's now been distracted for a few seconds. In case you wonder how you distract a dog, teach them to retrieve and then drop things. I love hearing the sound of my machine going. I love hearing my machine going. It is so therapeutic. Oh, Kelly went too. I missed that. I'm sorry. I apologize, Kelly, that I didn't say something earlier. Thank you for being here. Have a good afternoon. I'm off in Clueless Land, guys. Alright, there we go. It's upside down, but it's a start. It's a start. Alright, let's trim off my spare threads, because I don't like the extra threads in my piece. And then we are going to trim up and put the next piece on. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Rita. She says later, Kelly. I promise I wasn't trying to miss it. Promise I wasn't. Alright. So now we get to go with the yellow top. It is hard to sew and do a live. It can be. It can be. I don't mind doing lives as opposed to doing recorded videos. I feel like lives are easier for me than recorded videos because I'm not having to think about and fill in words, things like that. When I do a recorded video, I feel like those are more important things to pay attention to. And so I am regularly trying to make sure that I'm only using the words I absolutely need to use. And then I have to go in and edit and proof my whole video, and I don't know. I struggle doing recordeds. I need to do some more. That's kind of, I think, what YouTube is needing me to do. Just seeing what, how to match it all. Hi, Giovanna. Oh my goodness. Good morning to you. Or no, good evening to you. Good evening. It is evening, I believe. Late evening, maybe. Oh, glad to see you. So this morning we've already gotten one extra strip set sewn completely. We're sewing the next one. Since we've got sashing sewn onto all of these. And these are already trimmed. I had a total of 2 strip sets after that first one that were already completely trimmed. So we should be able to do 2 strip sets before I have to do anything messing around with anything. Nearly 8 p.m. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not super late. That's not like 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning late. Oh. Alright, so trim off the edge, get a straight edge again, and then our next piece. So we're just going to keep going. 8 p.m., yep. Yep, so about 7 hours almost. Hi, Marlene. Welcome in. She says, hello, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Glad you are here. And we are going to line up. You know what? I wonder if that was part of my problem, is I don't know. We're gonna see. Let me see. It is kind of early, right? Oh. Okay, so I need to go the opposite way. If you look at those strip sets, what comes to mind? Standing on a bridge and water under it as the sun sets would produce those colors. Yeah, it kind of would. It kind of would. So I'm going to move this down to the bottom towards the black fabric. We're going to go with that basis. I think that's where I messed up that last strip set so it doesn't wobble as much. So I'm going to move it down to the bottom and then we'll work from there. Christina, welcome in. She says catching up on her cotton cuts kit. Yay! Which one are you working on? Is that Wild West? Is that or is it Flyaway? Let's see. Yes, kind of early at 11:30. Have to pick up my daughter from school. That's crazy late. I take it she went on some kind of trip with the school, like extracurricular. Is that 11:30 p.m.? That does not sound normal to me. I could be the stick in the mud on that, but it sounds really, really late. Oh, I hate having to stay up to pick up kids. I will say that. I don't miss that. It's Flyaway. Okay, gotcha. That's that new one. I know some people did not get their kits for a while. I was really kind of disappointed to see that. I have not done one since Tree of Life. Tree of Life was the last one I did. Right, Rita? She's like, 11:30 p.m. Wow. So as of right now, Giovanna is about 7 hours ahead of me. So I might be able to remember that. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how my brain does. Trying to remember anything. Because I've not been very, very rememberable lately, if that makes sense. My memory has not served me well. We'll put it that way. All right. Get this one pressed. And this is looking good. This is doing the bobble up and down like I want. All right. Giovanna says no, she does even school and on Monday and Wednesday she finishes 11:30 and the rest at 10:30. Oh. Okay. Evening school. Okay. Gotcha. That definitely confused me for a minute, though. I will say that. It definitely confused me. I did evening classes when I was in college for a bit. There was one professor. It was just easier to take his courses in the evening because the other option was super incredibly early in the morning, and I was not a morning person by then. So I did take evening courses. And then his courses were all interfered with my other classes as well. So taking it in the evening was the best option. But that's been a while since I've done that. Been a long while. long while. All right, we're going to position this so that the top hangs over the 1/4 of an inch. And we will get that wobble back. We'll keep the wobble going. We'll keep the wobble going. At 26, she is catching up to get her diploma. That's fantastic, Giovanna. That's great for her. You can tell her that the people that have never met her, that have met you virtually, we're very proud of her. We are proud of her. It is always good to go back to get your degree if that's something that you value or think would help you. Rita says she's definitely not a morning person even though she is awake. Yeah. I am not a morning person. If I have to be awake in the morning, I can be, but I am not usually the most pleasant. Not the most pleasant morning person. All right. Some of the students are even 45. Oh, goodness. So she's the young one in the crowd. Or one of the younger ones. We'll put it that way. But that's really good. It's really good. I tried to go back and get my master's after I had my son and he was in elementary school, and I tried. But with working, I was pushing myself too hard, and my disabilities just kind of took hold and wouldn't let me do it. Giovanna says I take a nap in the afternoon always. Oh, you can tell her this is what you have to look forward to. Oh, you're funny, Rita. She says she calls the hours between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. the I am grumpy hours. So, do you need a Grumpy Care Bears shirt? I was at Cracker Barrel when we went to Colorado, and I went to Joann's there, and they had a Grumpy Bear, and they had oh gosh, what is it? What is the purple one? Ranges from 20 to even I could go. Oh, gotcha. Trying to think of what's the purple Care Bear? What was the purple Care Bear? It's not Share Bear, I don't think, is it? Maybe it is Share Bear. But Share Bear wants everything to be fair, something like that. I am totally that I want everything to be fair. So if I don't qualify as Grumpy Bear, and I do like the shade of blue from Grumpy Bear. Giovanni goes to sleep after midnight and gets up at 7. Oh my goodness. You have the most challenging sleep schedule, Giovanna. Go to bed late, get up early, then take a nap. Yeah. Oh. Rita says her husband has been attending University of Phoenix since 17 and has accomplished getting several degrees. Amazing since he never finished 8th grade. I told him he could do it and has a 3.98 GPA. That's fantastic. So my Grumpy, I remember Oscar the Grouch during those hours. No, I wouldn't have gone with Oscar. I'm not an Oscar fan. I love Cookie Monster, and like I said, I think the purple Care Bear is Share Bear. And I didn't watch Care Bears as much as I watched My Little Pony. So, you know what? I could offset this a little bit more, like bring it up a little bit. But do I really want to spend the time ripping? No, we're not going to spend time ripping. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to go back and fix. We're just going to let it go. This is all, improvisational. So if it's not perfect, that's okay. We'll trim it up and make it perfect. That's what we're going to do. Since I was 12, I've always gone to bed very late after midnight. I'm kind of jealous. I can sometimes stay up late and, party with the in crowd, but not always. Definitely not always. So, I don't know. All right, it seems like as I get further down this thing that they don't offset equally anymore, and I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But we're going to offset and bring it back up. We're going to make it work. Oh. I guess if I had made sure that they were all the same exact size, we'd be on different footing. But I didn't. Because I'm not concerned with it being 100% even. If I was, we'd be watching somebody else's channel. Because I was not concerned, and we're not going to be concerned. We're going to let it go. And we're not even going to sing the Elsa song from Disney. Oh, goodness. Giovanna says she used to work in a casino from 22 to 23. Yeah. Or when she was 22 and 23. If someone complains, tell them you do not allow the quilt police. Oh, I don't think anybody's going to complain. I mean, if they know what I screwed up and then I didn't do it exactly the way that, the book that doesn't exist should have told me to do it, then then they deserve to let their feelings be known. This is a free speech country, so they are allowed to speak their piece, but they're also allowed to not buy my quilt. We're just gonna go down that road. Rita says I made one quilt that was intended to be completely off, just to see if anyone said anything. Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, nobody knows what this is supposed to look like because there's no pattern. There's nothing telling you that this is what it's supposed to look like. And if somebody says that there is a pattern, I didn't have it. Exactly, Giovanna. She says, don't say anything, it is yours, right? But it didn't line up. It didn't line up. But it's my fault it didn't line up. But I'm also not concerned about the fact that it didn't line up. I'm not a bit worried about it. It's not a big deal. All right. Yeah, that one's like way bigger than the others, but it's the same strip set, so I don't know. I don't know why. All right, we're going to see if these are both the same. Okay, those are both that, and they are both the same strip set, so we are still good. We are still in that strip set. I feel like I've got an extra. Okay, this is, let me see if this is part of this strip set. Oh, it is. Ooh, did we end up with an extra? I think we do have an extra piece for this one, somehow. We may see what happens. We may see what happens. Oh, you know what? No, I need that one. We're good. I see where it goes. Oh. It is definitely mine. Nobody can say it was supposed to be one particular way or another. It was meant to be the way that it ends up being. And that's what we're going to go with. That is exactly what we're going to go with. Just cut it. I will. Oh, it will get cut. It will get cut. When we get down to it, we got to straighten these rows up. Yeah, it'll get cut. If someone dislikes a quilt, then do not look at it and go somewhere else. But I've noticed sometimes those who complain, well, their own work is not the best or they cannot do it right. That is usually what the case is. I see how I would have done that better, even though I physically am not capable of doing it better at this present time, or I'm capable of doing it better, and they want to believe that, and I'm just gonna let them believe that they can. That's fine. I will encourage them to do it better. If you don't like my quilt, if you don't like how I did it, then you go do this yourself, and then I will praise you for the work that you completed, and I will be better and not comment my feelings on what you did. Because there's no need for all that mess. There's no need for the negativity. By the time we get to the point of the negativity, we have lost sight of the whole goal of quilting, which is having fun. Let's see. The pattern is yours, so you can do what the you want. Yes, I can. Read a pattern. What is that? I wonder how hard it would be to make like a learning design as a pattern, like Leaning Tower of Pisa. It actually is not that hard. Like I'm not gonna make this one. But it's not that hard to make it lean. Basically all you need to do is you need to decide what elements of your quilt need to lean and what elements don't. The elements that need to lean, you assemble them first, and you assemble them with extra room around the sides so you can cut in, play around, all of that. You made a Bargello just to see if you could do it your way. Yes, right? That's what you kind of need to do sometimes. You kind of need to do that. So I mean, this Bargello, this was originally going to be a Bargello. I mean, I know that much because why else would I have sewn it into tubes? And I vaguely remember that being going through my head. Giovanna says, I always say embrace the wonky, right? And we can go a step further if we pull, what William says over at My So-Called Life. You know, when you make a mistake, don't hide it, embrace it. Embrace the mistake, embrace the funky, and it's going to look okay. So yeah, if you embrace the oopsies, they don't look so bad. They don't look bad at all. So I've got one quilt we will get to do sometime this summer. Don't know when. I gotta see how exactly I need to get back into it because it's one you have to assemble as you go. You can't pre-cut anything. You have to cut and then sew as you go because if you don't, it doesn't work. If that makes sense. You have to do it as you go. And so I started this quilt at a Paducah retreat or at a Paducah class that I went to. And I did not realize I still had it and did not realize I had not finished it. So it will be something that we pull out. And then if you guys like it, if you guys like the technique, then we will do kind of like a workshop on it where I start from scratch and we go through one. I do not hide boo-boos. I leave them there. Same reason I do not edit videos. Leave the bloopers there. Some are so funny. Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are. I'm just so hypercritical of myself that I know me. I know I will keep thinking about that one thing that I did that I didn't want to do or didn't mean to do. And I will obsess about it until I figure out a way to hide the fact that I made this blunder that makes me feel like I'm in middle school and getting made fun of. That kind of thing. That kind of thing. I am totally one of those people that I will not stop thinking about it until I do something about it. And that's kind of why this quilt is being worked on right now when I have so many quilts that need to be quilted instead. I am doing this because I need to get this off my plate. It is bugging me. It is driving me crazy. If it is not done, I cannot rest until this one's done. I'm glad you can, Rita. She says that she rewatches her videos and laughs at herself. I wish I could do that. I am not to that point where, like, hey, Helen. She says, I hear you, Tammy, and I can relate, right? Glad you're here. Yeah, I sit there and I think and I think and I think about it. And, I really shouldn't have said that, or I should have said it this way, or all of this other. And if I've already gone through the video and I've edited it and posted it, then whatever I've said or done in that video, it's okay enough that I can leave it. If it's in like a one-take video and I did no editing, I am forever going to cringe and think I should have done this, I should have done that. And that's not healthy for me. So I know myself enough to know that that will absolutely happen, and I will struggle. Absolutely struggle. Giovanna says it'll come with age, Tammy. You know, I kind of hope so, and then I kind of hope not. Giovanna says she's making blocks for the Renegade swap, and not everything matches by a hair, so I'm leaving it like that. I don't blame you. I do not blame you one bit. Rita says she finally figured out why her dogs love watching me. They just heard you laughing and came running in here now. Now they're sitting watching you. Totally amazing. Oh my goodness. You need to like do a video of the dogs watching me and post that as one of your shorts. Complete with the audio or whatever that happens. And send it to me so I can, or well, tag me in it so I can go, yeah, you know, self-promotion here, guys. Even the dogs love me. Oh, I don't know, you know, dogs know good people, right? Rita says she's going to do it. Fantastic. All right, so this strip set is now done. And it kind of looks just like the others. It's just smaller. So we're going to see. It's so funny. They just sit there. That is crazy. That is so crazy. I'm going to have to tell my husband that I have an audience of dogs watching me. I don't think he'll believe me until he sees the video. I don't think he'll believe me. Because my own dog does not even listen to me, guys. So the fact that somebody else's dog does, you know. Oh my goodness. All right. So that one is now up there. As good as it's going to get up there. And we're just going to watch to make sure that it doesn't like fall off the top. Because it's as far up as it'll go. So I think I am going to end up having to add some sashing. Just now that I'm looking at it. With William Shale Lacey. I used to be like you, Tammy. I'm a Virgo, and believe me, my name was perfection. Okay, so my goodness, can't remember. Oh, maybe that's why my dog whines at the door and walks in. I don't know. We're gonna assume that that's what it is. All right, so here's my next ones. They are even smaller. Here's my center or my starting point. And okay, so what I'm thinking, if I don't have enough brown, I might have enough brown to do sashing rows, like just a strip of sashing between the different rows. But I don't know how much brown I do have as far as doing any setting triangles, which I'm still going to need something. I'm going to need something. So we may take some of the scrap and make that our setting triangles. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see what we need to do. All right, so set this and we will sew our first seam on the smaller set. This is so much smaller. I mean, these are like, I can hold on to these. They're not like super tiny. And all the other ones that we have from this point on, except for the wonky ones, are smaller than this. Or this size or smaller. Yeah, they're all smaller. So we can absolutely do it. And your accident is Virgo as well, which means double. Oh my goodness. I believe my husband's a Virgo too. Virgo's after Leo, isn't it? In the Virgo was the very next sign after Leo, I think. I believe my husband's a Virgo. But I am a Libra. I need balance in everything. I have to have balance. If things are not balanced, I do not cope very well at all. Welcome in, Jacqueline. Glad you're here. And I know I called you Jackie the other day. Is Jackie okay if I accidentally slip up and call you that? It was not an intention. Oh, good point, Rita. She says, you thought about using a different color, which would add to the sunset concept, as the pieces would not need to be big. I don't know what would go well in that little void there because, I can't take the black out. I'm not going to take the black fabric out. So we'll have to see what I come up with. We'll have to see. So right after, so Virgo is right after Leo in the zodiac. Okay. So yeah, my husband is I think he's a Virgo. He is definitely trouble. He's definitely trouble. But so mine is Libra, and so I am very much a perfectionist because I need things to be equal. Like I need them to be balanced. I need balance in my life. Fuchsia or salmon. I might not have either one of those. That's okay. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to intend to, but if I accidentally screw up, it was not intentional. But I just didn't want you to be offended. I will not sleep at night if I think you're offended. Because I will worry about that and make like mental notes of, hey, this can't happen again. Yeah, all of that. You have 2 sisters Libra, and 2 of us are Virgo, and my brother is Taurus. Oh my goodness. So I don't know I know my mom is in Aquarius. I don't know what my dad is. Welcome in, Carrie. Glad you're here. But so I'm Libra, and I need everything balanced. Well, my first name, Tammy. My parents picked it up from the Tammy movies. Okay, so full disclosure, we are not Jewish. I have nothing against the Jewish people, but we are not Jewish. Okay. But Tamara is in the Bible. And so Tammy is a shortened version of Tamara. And in Hebrew, the original Jewish language, in Hebrew, Tammy means perfection. Well, that's fantastic because I'm a perfectionist. So I am definitely in that whole things need to be exact camp. I am totally in that camp. Like you can't even like have that camp without having me. Can't have it. Does not work. And so the other word that Tammy also means in Hebrew is palm tree. And palm trees, if you've ever been, especially to Florida, Florida has lots and lots and lots of palm trees. Well, Florida goes through a lot of hurricanes too, but the palm trees still exist. With the palm trees being there, I think my stepdaughter's a Pisces as well, Joyce. You're a recovering perfectionist, says Carrie. Oh, I'm definitely not the recovering one. Yes, Giovanna. She says her name means God is gracious. Well, so with palm trees are considered one of the strongest trees that exist because when the wind blows them, they bend. They withstand all of these hurricanes, all of these nasty wind storms. Welcome in, Melanie. Glad you're here. They withstand everything, and they are still standing after the storm passes. So I don't know if I survive because my name means those, or if I personify my name. I don't know what it is. You're just passing through, getting your kiddo at school. No worries, Melanie. Thank you for at least stopping in. Give me a like while you're here, please, if you don't mind. My channel would greatly appreciate the extra little tickle on that button. Jackie is a Virgo, or Jacqueline's a Virgo. Rita says she's 100% Cancer, very extrovert on top of that, which is also the creative side. Yeah, I am not. Okay, so a lot of people can draw. I am not one of those that can draw. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. You can stay in Biloxi. I don't need to come back. I might come back to visit, but I'm not coming back today. That's for sure. Rita says the funny part is that her birth name is actually Margarita, but so many mispronounce it. I said enough. Put it to Rita. I don't blame you, Rita. I don't blame you. There's a lot of mispronunciations that can happen. I frequently get asked. I frequently get asked about, what's my real name. I used to get asked it a whole lot more than I do now. They ask me if Tammy is short for Tamara, or something else. I'm like, no, it is just Tammy. And that was hard for people to get a hold of. Welcome in, Terry. She says, hello, good day, everyone. Caught one of your pop-ups. Yay! I am enjoying doing these pop-ups. I really am. It's getting me some extra sewing time. I feel like I'm with friends, hanging out, and I'm getting some progress made, and we're all having a good time all the way around. That's what's going on in my head. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. I will not be offended. I will be hurt, but I will not be offended. Welcome in, Wendy. She says, Tammy, it's looking great. Thank you. Thank you. So we have about 45 minutes, guys. 45 minutes, and we will call it quits. Or a little under 45. We'll call it quits. We're only going to go a couple hours at a time on these pop-ups. Then I got to put my feet up for a little bit before I start getting ready for tonight and going to cut fabric. And then coming back and come and hang out with William and all of that. Carrie says that's why I show up. Oh, because it's only 2 hours, or because I'm the crazy person that is inspiring you to quilt and shirk all your other responsibilities. Don't tell anybody I said that. If you weren't here, you didn't hear it. If you're watching on replay, let me know that you caught it. Oh, gotta have fun, right? Rita says, I hope not Giovanna still remember my Italian grandparents saying Margarita. It was amazing. I believe it. It's a beautiful sounding name. It's fun to sew with everything, isn't it? Why would we sew by ourselves when we can sew with a group? Why would we sew by ourselves? There's no reason whatsoever to sew by ourselves. All right. Oh, you know what? I gotta trim. I gotta trim this. Here, what? Rita, you're so funny. You're so funny. I dropped the piece off my table. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, bud. I got to it before you did. He was actually over here waiting to pick it up, guys. He got to it just as I got to it, though. He saw me reaching. Okay, tomorrow in Debbie's Live, I will call you Margarita. Awesome! I'm here because I just finished chores and now I can play. Oh, fantastic! And then I need to watch Debbie's Live tomorrow then, so I can get the correct pronunciation, so I can hear it. And then I will start calling you that too, Rita, if you like. Now it's going to be fun. No one's going to know who is that, right? Joy says she'll stick to it. I don't blame you. But when we can have fun and we can be the, the people that know all and end all, whatever that phrasing is, why not, right? We know, right? Right. Oh. And Debbie's probably going to do like a double take when you say it too. She's going to, who? Who is this? And Debbie can probably pronounce it properly too. Her Spanish and Italian have those same kind of root sounds in their language, native to their language. So it makes it a little bit easier when that's a second tongue, first or second tongue language. Oh, gotta put my needle up. I keep doing that. It actually is pronounced like this: Margarita. Margarita. Is that correct? I don't know if I got it right. Debbie must probably pronounce it well. Yes, right? She probably will. Spanish is a second language for me. So even though I got good at it for a while, kind of. I'm close. Okay. I feel encouraged that I got close. Just close. I'm probably still way far off, but close enough that she knows that I'm talking about her, so we're good. Is that where you're gonna go with? It works for me. I got a trim, guys. I got a trim. Let me move my scrap bucket so I don't keep dropping the extra fabric into the scrap bucket and picking up scraps with it. Fabric doesn't stick to fabric until you don't want it to. It's a strong G. Okay. Oh, no, not like the drink. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking in my head. I'm listening to my own head. And I gotta wait until tomorrow. You guys are not fun. I'm just kidding. It's fair. All right, let's see. This I just said Rita. I don't blame you. Most people can pronounce Rita and not screw it up. No, that's yeah. Oh, bye, Melanie. Thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. Appreciate it. So we're gonna see how this is looking after I get this one on here. There we go. Oh. Why is my needle? Oh, it did stop up. Did barely. Oh, it was hung up somehow. We'll see what's going on. Gary says, thanks for the clarification. Absolutely. I agree with you. Giovanna says, it's our secret, Rita. Oh. I think the spelling of Rita is a lot easier than your full name. Just saying. I bet you have a hard time getting people to spell your name correctly, your legal name. Oh. We will see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna have Thai food for lunch. What do you guys think? Should I have Thai? I think I want to have Thai food. Rita says too funny, right? All right. Well, it's upside down. Let's go this way. There we go. So it's getting there. It's getting there. There's going to be a lot more pieces on this because, again, they're smaller. They can't spell it. I bet they can't. That is one thing that I am kind of thankful for. Now, my middle name, there's two possible common spellings. Meggie is a good nickname, too. Ooh, I like that name. That would probably been what I went with. I am like Do I look like some alcoholic drink? Well, maybe I do. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. Oh, you don't look like an alcoholic drink in the chat. I'm just gonna say, do we even have an alcoholic drink emoji? Is that even an option? Just start putting alcoholic drinks in the chat. You know, where they're safe because nobody can drink them. The chat can only look at them and stare. Or am I just off my rocker? Completely off my rocker. It's possible. It's possible. Oh. I have got to clean my machine, guys. I put my starch bottle down and it's sprayed all over the place. So I have starch in all kinds of places. I have starch on the faceplate of my machine. Ah, there's a couple. Oh, you're fantastic too. She says, working while watching your lives makes work fun. That's fantastic. Unfortunately, we're only going to be going for another 30 minutes. So if you didn't start at the beginning, you can go back to the beginning and start the replay. I was just trying to figure out a sound reference for your name. Oh, yeah. It's still funny though. Because I was asking her if people have trouble spelling her name, and she said that people really do have trouble spelling her name all the time. Oh, I clipped my thread accidentally. So I gotta rethread the machine again. This is the second time today. Ricky is very temperamental at times. She's got a personality to her, and she's not as easygoing as Beauty. She's very hardy. She'll still sew through almost anything, but she can be temperamental. Carrie, go look for the Italian pronunciation of ooh. I'm not going to even butcher it. I'm not even going to butcher it. Of that word. Because I'm going to refuse to butcher your full name. Your full proper name. Is it considered a Christian name? Is that what it is? Is that, or how does that work? I was not raised Catholic, so, and I don't know if you were raised Catholic, but it's a possibility. So, when babies are given a Christian name, are they still called by their original birth name? And the Christian name is just for church purposes? Like, how does that work? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But Carrie, go look for the Italian pronunciation of it. Then you will understand. Right? We're doing lessons today. This is as close as I can come, Rita, right? All Italian names are Christian. Okay. Now, with that being said, like, I was only given one name. I wasn't given like a secondary name, if that makes sense. My understanding, oh, it means Daisy. Oh my goodness, I did not know that. My understanding is that in some religions, and I believe Catholicism is one of those religions. I could be wrong. I am more than happy if I am wrong. The baby is given a second name that is considered their Christian name at their baptism, I'm assuming, or their christening. Their christening, I would assume. Can you tell I grew up in a non-Catholic environment? I did not grow up in the Catholic Church at all. My Italian grandparents were extreme Catholics. They came to the U.S. from Italy through Ellis Island. Oh my goodness. That's some history to have. If I were to trace my family history back, I probably could trace mine to Ellis Island as well. Because mine would go through, mine were Scottish. Mine were Scottish. Something like that. And what movie was it? Was it Hitch? That, I think it was Will Smith played a character that was falling for this lady, and he was a matchmaker, and he took her to Ellis Island, and she was like mad because of what her family history actually was. In Italy, until a few years ago, it was illegal to give non-Christian names to your kids. Oh, okay. So, how does that work? Is it? I don't know how that works. Their name are on the information for Ellis Island. Oh, cool. Joyce is Irish and British. I'm Scottish and English. Scottish and British. Hitch is right. Okay, yeah. So, like, he takes the girl to Ellis Island. Like, they get on Sea-Doos and ride over to Ellis Island, and, like, her family, like, her grandfather was, like, some bad guy, and he had no idea whatsoever, and, like, she spits on him because of it. And he's just, like, confused. That would totally be me. I would totally do something like that. I can look up the names. Tammy, who came through Ellis Island, but you just have to remember the name might be spelled different than what you know them as. Well, that's the thing, is I don't even know the names. I would have to start digging through the census records and try to figure that out. And I would have to do it for both sides of my family, because my mom's side was done through her dad's family, but I've never met any of my mom's dad's family. So I don't even know. I mean, like, I have a book of where to start on that side, but I don't know my mom's side of the family. I don't know my dad's side of the family all the way back. I mean, I know a few bits and pieces here and there, but that's as far back as it goes. And then I don't know any of my mom's or my dad's mom's side of the family. So those four sides of the family, I don't know very far back. And even if I did, I wouldn't have a recognition or a remembrance or a name to go with. I think I know more of my husband's family than my own. Rita says you can look up the yeah. We were ruled by the Vatican. Okay, so I'm confused. What qualifies as a non-Christian name then? Is it things that are not? I mean, I don't know. What would qualify as a non-Christian name? I think that's where I'm confused. Like, does it have to be a biblical name? And do you have, well, I mean, I guess if you're required to name your child a Christian name, then their legal name is their Christian name. But do you have a name that's legal and a name that's just a church name? You know what I mean? Is that a thing? Does that happen? I don't know. I'm clueless. Marie says that her mom is all Italian, her dad was Irish, German, and Blackfoot Indian. My dad's grandfather was German and married a Blackfoot Indian. Mom was full Irish. You've got a lot of history in your lineage then. Joy says that her grandparents on her dad's side came from Ireland and my mom's from England. Yeah, I believe my dad's family is Scottish. That's the best I know. Giovanna says that she is half Italian and the other half is mixed of English, French, and oh God knows what. Born in Africa from 10th generations. Oh my goodness. Non-traditional name would be not Christian. Okay, so let's just use the word mandala. Because I have a book on mandala, drawing mandalas. So if you wanted to name your child Mandala, if that's not a traditional name, does that mean it's not Christian? Is that what I'm understanding? So I might be able to name my daughter Amanda, but not Mandala. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh. That's insane, Rita. She's gone back 5,000 years in her family history. I definitely have not done that. Okay, so I couldn't name her Mandala, but I could name her Amanda because that's a common name. Is that what it comes down to? Is I just have to stick with what, everybody else is doing too? Is that I don't know. Not that this is going to phase me because I'm not have no intentions of having any other children. Uh, okay, so that is correct then. So I could name her Amanda but not Mandala. Okay. That stinks. So is there like a list of approved names? So like I could actually pick something finally outside of my family line? Um because I love my cousins, don't get me wrong. But there is no way that I would have used some of the names that my cousins were named. There's times when parents did not dare go and name them what they wanted. Ugh, you know, now I side with the American Indians a little bit more and more because they name their children after what they want them to do or an aspiring feature of that child. I kind of like that mentality better than that's just me. That would be the kind of parent I would be now if I were to have another child, but I'm not planning to. All right. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. I'm processing still. All the things I could and could not name my child. You have to remember that there was a time when someone did not actually have a name but was referred to as, I do remember that, son or daughter of. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that part. Um, it's so messed up. So messed up. I know that that was common and that was, normal practice, but it's still wrong. At least by today's standards, it's wrong. It's just crazy wrong. But that's me. I'm voicing my dissatisfaction with the history of the whole human race. I have a lot of Mandela books, but I don't color them. And I make copies of them. I actually did that too. At one point in time, I had a big, like thick book of mandala coloring designs. And instead of using them, I was going to make quilt designs off of them. So I could make copies of them. And I did let my stepdaughter, color some of them. So she's picked through and picked the ones that she would want to color. So some of them are gone, and that's fine. I still have plenty of them, and I will never make that many quilts. I would love to say that I will, but I can't say that I will make that many of them. I think I would get bored making that many different quilts, just mandalas. Um, oh, thank you, Giovanna. Let's see. I also have done my DNA testing just to confirm what I already knew about my family history. Oh, that's cool, Rita. I haven't done that either. I haven't done that. But I'm of that mentality that if I was to name a child in today's world, I would want them to have a name that is going to help them in their future. So I would like something that is unique, but also something that can be pronounced and spelled and all of that. There's a lot of parents these days, especially here in the United States, that are naming their children things that are unspellable. Um, or, just don't make sense. Like kindergarten teachers are getting hit with all these kids that just have these names that like if there's if you can put the word dash dash into a name, parents are doing that And they're actually spelling it like dash. Like they're putting an actual dash in it. I'm like, that's not part of it. That's not a letter. Joy says that 2 of her sisters did the DNA test through Ancestry and both came back different. Now that's crazy. And you know for a fact they are your biological sisters and they came back different and same dad, same mom, everything. Because that's where it gets crazy to me. And I kind of worry sometimes about the legitimacy of some of the DNA testing kits and such because of that. Some people have been able to send off dog DNA to have it tested, but they told the company, hey, this is my DNA, test my DNA, and they came back with something that was not dog. Like they were like, okay, well, this is what you got, and there was nothing about the fact that it was actually from a dog. Or they sent off cat DNA to a dog DNA people, and they did not pick up that it was not the correct DNA either. Like it's crazy. The DNA test does not tell you if your parents are your parents, only where your ancestry comes from. Okay. I started family research back in 3rd grade as the project was doing a report on where your grandparents came from. Oh, very cool. Carrie says that she just discovered that she only has 1 flimsy to quilt after she finishes the one she's working on. At the end of December, I had 6. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I wish I only had 6 left. You guys can still see the top of my stack back here. And I have 3 quilt tops to add to that stack right now. This will become quilt top number 4 to add to this stack. So, yeah, we're gonna have a lot. And I've only quilted 5. But I've only quilted 2 since I originally counted that I had 19, or no, 3 since I counted I had 19 left. So I should have 16 left. Provided I didn't add any more, which I might have. So I don't know. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what I got. Alright. So I got 1 more triangle to put on here, and that will probably call it a day for us. Because we'll be close to that 2-hour mark. We'll be close enough to call it. So let me add this one on here, press it, and then we'll take away the iron so you guys can see all the way down too. And we'll see what we're thinking. Let's see. So I still have a whole set that I did not even touch yet. Whole 2 sets I didn't touch. Okay. And then we have, those are, I haven't fully trimmed those. Okay, so we're still good. These are all the ones that I had already trimmed all the way. I can't let myself make a stack or I wouldn't finish anything. I need to just work on these. Like, I just need to work on quilting. So that is another thing I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to eat lunch, put my feet up for a little bit, and then I'm going to come in here and prep for tonight. For going out to go cut fabric tonight. And then when I come home, I will also need to take some time and prep the quilt for going onto the long arm. So we're going to see what I do tonight. Rita says she's going to do a puff quilt, but due to all the little puffs basically being the same, I know I'll get bored and never finish it, so nope, I'm not going to do that one. Oh, Rita, just wait. You might be rethinking that. Remember that we only get half of the DNA from each parent, so the combination can change. That's true. It can change from sibling to sibling. DNA testing to see parents and siblings is different from like ancestry. Right. I did not know that. Because my husband has 3 living siblings. So if they all did an ancestry DNA, they might all get something different. So it'll point to different members of the family, probably. All right, this one I don't think is as long as the others, maybe. So we may end up having to fill in more. on the setting triangle pieces, but we'll do what we have to do. So here's this one. And so we're going to see height-wise. Oh, you know what? I don't have to fill in, guys. It's about the same height. So these are coming out about the same height. So I'm just going to pin this up here. I'm not going to bother with trying to stick it because I would have to reach further back than what I can reach right now. So we are just going to put it up here and pin it in place right in the center. There we go. And there we go. We now have all of those in place for the moment. And we can, where's my, that one. So that's what we've got so far. So we have a total of 4 strips on the wall. Okay. So thank you, Rita. She says, I love that quilt. Tammy, it's going to be so amazing. I'm hoping so. So I think I am going to have to add some sashing between the rows, but I want to get all of the rows done before I make any kind of decisions, because that will help determine what size sashing I need to make, as well as what color will look good. Oh, that's very cool, Giovanna. She says she's having dinner now, tea with biscuits and cookies. Fantastic. Oh, wait, Rita. She says the thought of making 500, 800 of those little 5 by 5 inch tucked squares, not my idea of fun, but very boring. You know, just wait. I have an idea, and I've got to test it out and see if it's going to work. And it is going to be along the lines of temperature rings, where it is a complete divergence from what you would think of when you think of a temperature quilt. And it's going to be completely different from what you would think of when you think of a wedding ring quilt. So the puff quilt idea, don't completely pull it off of your radar yet. There is still time. Giovanna says red would be a good color. I might have some red. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to audition fabrics. Once I get to the point where I can start auditioning fabrics, we will do that. And see what we end up with, and see which direction we're going to take it. Oh, now that might work. Okay, so the puff quilt, Rita, is not going to be a double wedding ring. I will go ahead and tell you right now, it is not going to be a double wedding ring. Double wedding ring, that idea is done for the moment. I'm not doing another creation with one right now. I still have to do my second double wedding ring. I'm still working on temperature rings right now for 2024. So my black background with the bright colors, still working on it. I'm not putting another one of those on my plate until that one's done. But the puff quilt, there's some things coming. there's some things coming. I don't know if it'll be in time for show this year. I really wanted it to be, but I don't know that I have that much in me. So we're gonna see how I'm doing once, this quilt's off the wall and I get that other quilt going and quilt it. If I can get some of these quilts quilted and get them off of my plate, then it frees up a little bit more room for me to do other things. Putting a design with puffs and rest. No, you don't have the idea yet. It's okay. I have auditioned this idea among some friends, and they already are looking at me like, fantastic, and oh my gosh, how are you going to do that? So I'm getting those kinds of reactions, which is exactly the kind of reaction I'm looking for. So we're going to see how it comes out. We're going to see. Oh, it's all my fault. Rita says her brain is now going wild. Well, at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, guys. I am going to go get myself some lunch. chill and relax for a little bit. And I will try to be on with William tonight. So depending on what I decide I'm going to work on tonight, I might be working on this. I don't know. But I will see you guys tonight. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to spend your Monday with me for a little bit. I really appreciate that. If you've not already gone and touched some fabric, go touch some fabric. If you've not touched that thumbs up button, please do that as well. And I will see you guys. If I don't see you tonight, I will see you tomorrow night with Tuesday night edition. And we will have a great time there. Oh, thank you, Lord.